Today's episode is brought to you by the Whole Life Decluttering Workshop, featuring a proprietary 6-step system, the Simple System, to help you declutter your life in a way that will last. Purchase this workshop on demand and receive the video training and dedicated workbook at positivelyproductive.com/resources. Welcome to the Positively Living Podcast. I'm your host, Lisa, and if you've been feeling stressed out, then you picked the best episode to listen to, because we're talking about reducing stress in fun and doable ways. You're listening to the Positively Living Podcast. I'm your host, Lisa Zaratny, founder of Positively Productive Systems, and a productivity coach certified in positive psychology and stress management. Join me as we explore ways to live a more proactive, positive life, with episodes on productivity, self-awareness, mindset, entrepreneur life, habits and systems, simplicity, fun, and more. I understand overwhelm personally as a multi-passionate entrepreneur, wife and mom to kids and cats, and as a caregiver. I'm here to help you choose what's right for you so you can do less, live more, and breathe easier. Sound good? Let's get to it. Today, I have 10 tips to help you stress less, and if you've been listening to the show for a while, some of them may sound familiar. I've been doing episodes about stress since the very beginning of the podcast to help you understand the scientific nature of our stress response and what we need to know about our stress in order to live better lives with it, because stress isn't going away. I've invited guests to share different ways to reduce the negative aspects of stress, and I've done episodes to show you the connection between stress and things in our lives like clutter. I've even shared how stress can actually help us perform better. All of these episodes can be found on the stress management playlist on the positivelyproductive.com podcast page. And if you use Spotify, I've created a playlist there as well. My account is positively_Lisa, just like on Instagram, where I share these playlists to my stories and save them in the podcast highlights so you can find them there as well and link right to Spotify. Be sure to follow me on Instagram for these updates. Are you ready for 10 simple tips to help you stress less? Before we go through the list, I want to reassure you that you can access this list so you don't have to scramble to write it down. This is especially important if you're driving. I want you to be safe. Listen with me the first time and then maybe repeat this section, and then you can check out the podcast page and the blog post that links to this episode. You could also request a printable and an infographic image of this list with the summaries included for your reference, and I'll share where you can request that at the end of the episode. All right, let's get into the list. Number 1 is get active. Exercise relaxes muscles and triggers endorphins, which improves your mood. This doesn't have to mean the E word necessarily. Exercise is great, but almost any form of physical activity can act as a stress reliever. It's not about being athletic, it's about moving your body so that you can get those feel-good chemicals going, like endorphins, and it can boost your sense of well-being. An activity can also help you refocus your mind. It's a healthy distraction. If you've ever rage cleaned and felt better, you've lived this example. I think one of the simplest and most effective would be taking a walk, especially outside, because you get the bonus of nature and seeing something green as well. All good things that will reduce your stress. Number 2 is to laugh more. I know you're not surprised that I suggested this, but truly, finding joy and humor in life does so much for us. It helps release built-up tension, and it triggers the release of endorphins, those happy chemicals that I will keep mentioning. Laughter's a physical boost for your body because it encourages you to breathe more, and it's delightfully distracting. Laughing at your circumstances can also offer a silly reframe to an otherwise frustrating situation, giving you a chance to get some distance and some perspective, and maybe come at a problem in a new way. As a bonus, it's usually contagious in the best way, which means that you can help others while you chuckle away the stress. If you want to keep laughing, stick with me. Humor is high on my core values list, and my character strengths. So I'm dedicated to making you laugh, even when it's unintentional. Also, if you'd like another episode to check out that speaks to this, my interview with Lisa David Olson on reducing stress through humor is just the thing. You'll hear me do improv poorly, and that alone might be worth tuning in. And that is in the stress management playlist. Number 3 is Nourish Yourself. What we consume impacts our health and influences our energy and mood and our ability to recover. From a physical standpoint, eating a healthy diet is an important part of ensuring that you have the stamina to handle stressors, but it can also reduce stress as part of the process. Eating well can be a confidence boost. It can boost endorphins again and give you energy. And there are actually specific foods that will reduce your stress as well. For example, foods high in vitamin C can help you regulate cortisol and blood pressure, which spike when you're stressed. So that bowl of berries isn't just a yummy treat, it's a way to help you reset. And while we're talking about what we consume, may I remind you that there is so much we digest every day that isn't food that still impacts us. Social media, the news, the weight of other people's opinions. Please be selective about what you let in. Number 4 is meditate. This is a proven stress reduction technique, and it's a practice that calms the mind and body. So anything that calms the mind and body will reduce stress. During meditation, especially if it's guided, you focus your attention elsewhere. And even if you can't quiet your mind, I know how impossible that is. The minute it gets quiet, I've got like a laundry list of things I got to do going. But even if you can't do that, meditation still promotes slowing down. It promotes methodical breathing, and it's proven to calm your body physically. We've talked about many different ways to meditate on the podcast and also why you'd want to. You can practice guided meditation, mindfulness, visualization, and many other forms of meditation anywhere and almost any time. For example, you could practice mindful meditation while taking a walk, or you could do something fun and completely different like using creative expression to meditate. I'm sure you know the adult coloring books, right? And things like that. When people are doodling, all of this is actually a way to be mindful and present and to meditate. And this is actually something I talked about with artist Jen Fay in episode 184. I'm linking that in the show notes. You'll definitely want to check that out if that's something you're curious about. Number 5 is say no, which I think might sound stressful to my people pleasers, but hang in there with me. Healthy boundaries are essential to protect your energy and give you peace of mind. Saying yes may seem like an easy way to keep the peace and prevent outer conflicts at first, but instead, you may find that you're causing more inner conflict because your needs aren't being met and your limits aren't being honored. It's a quick way to exhaustion and burnout and resentment. Learning to say no or being willing to delegate can help you manage what you need to do and manage your stress. Remember that even too much of a good thing you want to do can cause you stress as well, which in the short term might work, but in the long term causes the same issues as any other chronic stressor. You'll find an episode on the stress management playlist that I did recently on why saying no is a must. I encourage you to check it out because it also has support for you if you struggle to say no. Number 6 is tune in, or as the Doobie Brothers told you to do, listen to the music. You gotta listen to the music. Listening to or playing music can provide a mental distraction, lessen muscle tension, and lower stress hormones. The benefits of music have been studied significantly, but I think we already know, anecdotally, but in a way proven in our own lives, how wonderful it can be to distract us and to reset us. I'm partial to it as a musician, but even if you aren't, you know the feeling of turning on a tune that you really love and cranking it up to drown out a tough day and to remember a better time. Maybe it reminds you of a core memory. Maybe it makes you sing loudly and maybe even off key. It doesn't matter because it works. If you check out the playlist, be sure to look for the episode with Tim Ringgold, who is a board-certified music therapist. He shares some surprising ways music can heal. And if you'd like some fun playlists to lift your spirits, be sure to check out my Spotify account as well. I have a number of playlists of songs I've collected from podcast guests over the years. I include a link in the show notes each episode, and you can also find the playlist by going to the positively_Lisa profile on Spotify. Number 7 is rest. Rest is necessary for us for healing and growth. Sleep can affect your mood, energy level, focus, and overall functioning. So you can see how it can increase stress and also decrease stress depending upon how much you get and the quality of it. Now, in episode 131, I chatted with Gary Ware about how to manage stress through rest and play, and we covered so much more than sleep. If you struggle with things like napping and getting proper sleep, keep working on that. But you will definitely appreciate his approach to different options for rest, as long as you can get to a point of allowing your body to stand down and to calm. Even in something like meditation, that kind of rest will make a difference in reducing stress. Number 8 is to journal. Release your thoughts and concerns so you can breathe and create space for processing. When we keep things bottled up, we build the stress up as well. But when you release what's bothering you, it's like opening the pressure cooker valve, otherwise known as letting off steam. You can do this with friends you trust and with professionals, of course. Journaling, though, can be helpful because, one, it's instant and it's private, and it helps you document. Sometimes our memory can mess with us. So when you're in the moment, being able to capture something that you can review and process later can be helpful. If you're curious to know more about journaling, check out episode 158, where I share the benefits of therapeutic journaling. And I've included that in the stress management playlist as well. Number 9 is to connect. To connect with others. Social contact is a good stress reliever because it can offer distraction and support. When you're stressed and irritable, you may want to isolate yourself. And I get that introverts especially want to do this. And I know because it's my stress response as well, and I'm technically an extrovert. So go ahead and take the time you need and use it to journal and do some of these other tips. But don't stay isolated too long. Even one good friend who listens can make a difference. And if you want to get more out of this kind of connection, try volunteering. Check out a charity and you can help yourself while helping others. Number 10 is seek help. What I mean by this is asking for help when it gets to be too much. It is not a weakness to need help. It is an act of wisdom and courage to seek it. Ask friends specific ways that they can support you. And if you feel overwhelmed or trapped, if you worry a great deal and you can't seem to shake it, or if your stressors make it difficult to achieve your daily tasks at work or school, you may want to consider therapy. Professionals can help you understand the sources of stress and why it all seems to be too much for you and provide the right tools for you to cope. They can pave the way for you to process it all and to heal. If you're like me, you could really use a visual of that list that I just described for reference. So I have made sure that that can happen. If you would like an infographic and a printable file of this list, you can request it at positivelyproductive.com/stress, and I'd be happy to send it to you. Let's review the 10 tips one more time. Get active, laugh more, nourish yourself, meditate, say no, tune into music, rest, journal, connect with others, and ask for help, especially professional help. The concepts are simple, and they have a lot of leeway to make them work for you and to fit your style, which is what I'm all about here. You'll find many episodes about each of these that can give you more ideas. And as I mentioned before, the stress management playlist has all the stress-related episodes, but you can also use the search bar on the podcast page of the positivelyproductive.com website to find related topics like meditation, journaling, and more. But again, don't let this overwhelm you. That's the exact opposite of what we want here. This is to help you stress less. So the first thing you want to do when you hear the list, when you review it after you request the files, take a look and pick one that jumps out at you, that resonates with you, that feels like it's doable, or maybe you had already tried it and now you want to dig in and try it a bit more to see if it can really make a difference when you are really stressed out. Choose one from the list, make it your own, give it a shot and see what happens. And as always, I would love to hear how it goes for you. Thank you for joining me today. Your time is precious, and I'm honored you chose to spend it with me. If you have feedback or questions, you can find me through the Connect page of the positivelyproductive.com website. And if you're looking for any of the resources mentioned here, from books to products to training and more, go to positivelyproductive.com/resources.